What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lucas Live. My name is Lucas Tyndale. Excited to be here with you. It is Wednesday, June 10th. And yes, I know the date today because today is my daughter's 17th birthday. My youngest baby is 17. That means I have 365 days until I don't have any children, baby. I don't know what's going on. It's going to be okay, though, I think. I don't know. It's crazy to me. My youngest child is 17 today. Happy birthday, Savannah. I love you so much. I'm sure you're up watching the show, right? Not sleeping in or something, right? So excited to raise all of my kids, and it is special. And when your youngest is almost an adult, it is a wild, wild thing. And I've talked to my wife about it, like, how are we going to feel when she goes off to college? Because I think my wife is going to freak out and I'm going to be fine. But I think the opposite is starting to already play out for some reason. She's like, yeah, she needs to grow and go experience life and something. Like, experience life? What are you talking about? There's plenty of life at our house. She can just stay right here. But we'll see what happens. Congratulations to her. We've talked about her track career and all the things she does. Today, we have a special guest that is here with us that wasn't on the flyer. You didn't know he was going to come, but my friend Nathan from the Canton Symphony Orchestra. My daughter was actually in the youth Canton Symphony Orchestra some years ago, and she's been in the orchestra at Hoover High School for many years. So shout out to her. She's a cellist. I think that's right. I'm gonna have to ask Nathan. I don't even know if that's how you say it. You know, like a cello. If you played a cello, what are you? I think it's a cellist. Maybe I made that up. And if it's not right, that's what I'm gonna call her so she can get some fancy gigs and like play weddings and go play in New York or something. And she also runs track, and she's a straight A student, and she's just a wonderful young lady. So happy birthday, Savannah. I love you so much. I can't believe you're 17. That's crazy. Okay. Let me share the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Let's share the broadcast. Why do I share the broadcast when it's on my page? Well, it's on Lucas Live Media, but I'm gonna go to Lucas Live Media, and I'm going to share it to my Lucas Tyndale page to make sure people who haven't followed me yet on Lucas Live Media, which you should do, I don't know why you haven't done that yet, will get the notification that we are live and we are here today. We have great guests today. My friend Linda Reibenstein. I asked her this morning, I said, did I say your name right? You know, you call people by their first name and then you see their last name. You know, people call me Tyndall all the time, and I don't understand why. Tindell. Dell is Dell, not Dull. Anyway, Linda Reibenstein from the Linda Reibenstein team, Remax Edge, a realtor, has been in real estate for many years. And we're going to talk to her about how do you have success in real estate? How do you stay in the game for a long time? A lot of people get into real estate and they don't stay in real estate because it is a competitive business. It is tough. How do you build your clientele? How do you have a successful career? She has done that over and over, and we're excited to learn more about it. For people who are interested in real estate, or you might be interested in buying or selling your home and you're looking for some insight, today's the day. I have a great guest who can help you with that. And my friend, it says something went wrong. Let me see if my broadcast is still here. Let's see if we're still live. I don't know if it's active and still here. Are we still live on Facebook? Let me check and make sure we're still actually here. I don't know. Okay, good. It said something went wrong, and then I think we're still here. Okay, good. All right. She is going to talk to us about real estate. And then my friend Lindsay is here from the Canton Culture Collective. Not that they're trying to be a tongue twister or anything. The collective, she is here to talk to us about some great upcoming events and what they do in the community. If you guys don't know Lindsay, I want you guys to meet her. And if you do know her, you already love her. She's always smiling. Has anybody ever seen Lindsay? Okay, she probably doesn't always smile. I've never seen her. Maybe she smiles when she sees me. Maybe she doesn't smile when she sees you. I don't know. But she seems like she's always happy, upbeat, positive. So excited to support the community, nonprofits, and other things. It's like, to dedicate your life to be supportive of others and what others are doing, I think is so amazing and so cool. So we're going to talk about that today. Didn't I say I was going to share this broadcast? And then I jumped on and it tried to act like something was wrong. And the broadcast was trying to make me think that the broadcast wasn't working, but it is, and I'm not going to worry about it. So let me get this thing shared here, and boom, there it is. And hopefully you guys are sharing this as well. If you're watching live or by replay, we thank you guys for being here. Hit that, type replay in the comments if you're watching by replay. We appreciate that. And you're thinking, they don't need to know I'm here watching this replay, but we appreciate it. We like to see it. We like to know that you're here. We appreciate all of you. Good morning, Janelle. Thank you for being here. That's my sister right there, Janelle, y'all got that new grill. Anybody out grilling yet? Are you guys out there on the grill already? Okay, it's that time of the year. They got a new grill, old school big barrel grill. I don't know if you guys remember these things. They look like somebody took something from the industrial waste dump and cut it in half, and they started cooking on them. And you get some, if you go to somebody's house and they got that big barrel thing, it's gonna be some amazing ribs coming off that grill. All the burgers are gonna be just right. Everything's gonna be amazing. Shout out to my Carpenter family. What's up, up. Jaisha Lilly, thank you so much for chiming in, tuning in as always. Jaisha, we appreciate you from season 1 till forever. There's nobody like you, Jaisha. I don't know. We gotta hang out. She's such a great supporter of the show. Shout out what you guys are seeing on the screen right now. This graphic is our new advertising partners, our sponsors here for Lucas Live. We just started this thing, season 6, about a month and a half ago, and I started putting this graphic out there and saying, we're looking for people to advertise and partner with us. That's a part of everything. You need advertisers. Every show you watch on TV has advertisers. That's why commercials are playing. That's why even like Netflix and things, oftentimes you got to pay way more not to have ads because they make so much money from the ads. Even your Facebook has ads pop up and things like that. We're so grateful for the businesses that are partnering with us. One of them is the Linda Reibenstein team, and she is here today, and she is partnering with us as an advertising partner, and we're so grateful for that. She is one of our community voice partners, along with Jessica Danielle from Jessica Danielle Nails in the Nail Bar and the NC Nail Lounge. If you guys are looking for a place to go get your nails done, ladies and gentlemen, manicures, pedicures, and more, you guys check her out. Great team. Great person, great business. Shout out to her. Her dad also has JD's gourmet hot dog business. So she comes from a family of business owners. So what she's built with the NC Nail Lounge and what she's built with Jessica Danielle Nails in the Nail Bar has been absolutely incredible, and she's got it in her. Also, our newest Ace Carpet Cleaning. Shout out to my friend Jenny Can. If you guys know Jen from Jenny Can, you see how she's getting 2 shout outs in the same? She put Ace Carpet Cleaning as one of her business, and Jenny Can Cleaning is her other business. Ace Carpet Cleaning is an advertiser with us here, but don't forget about Jenny Can Cleaning. Check them out if you need your carpets cleaned or anything else done. They're going to send me an official blurb. I asked my advertisers to send me an official blurb because I just talk about them and I don't have something official to say. I'm like, I should probably just read a line like I'm supposed to on the radio. But I just want to shout them out and thank them. And of course, Sarda has been with us for so many years, and they renew and do different things with us. And they're really a part of the community. And that's why they support businesses like mine and others in the community, to show that they're not just doing the basic things that you think they're doing, but that they also are using dollars to help promote things that are promoting our community so that we can get around this great community. Don't forget about Sarda this November when that issue comes back up on the ballot, ladies and gentlemen. Jen, what's up? There you are. What's going on? What's going on? There you are. Jennifer Gentile is in the building. Jenny Can Cleaning. You guys check them out. I always say become somebody's something before they need you. So, right? So like Jenny is her company is the company that cleans my house. Even though we've never used them for that. We have used Ace Carpet Cleaning for our carpets, but we have not had a housekeeper yet. But when we do, and we will, and my wife is like, I think every year she like elbows me like, is this the year? Are we doing it? We don't have her service yet, but in my mind, she is already our service provider. So somebody out there, you're like, I don't know, it's not in my budget or something yet, whatever. Put her in your mind and say, when I'm ready, that's my person. When I'm ready to get my carpets clean, Ace Carpet Cleaning is my person. When I'm ready for real estate, Linda is my person, right? Put these people in your mind. And Jessica Danielle I'm going to go get my nails done. And maybe I'm not doing it right now. Maybe we don't do it all the time, but I'm going to take me and my girls or me and my teens or me and my whoever, and we're going to go to Jessica Danielle Nail Bar and we're going to support a local business. Put them in your mind as your service provider, even before you use their service. All right, ladies and gentlemen, check them out. All right, let's jump into our community. Sorry about not having the blurb. It's okay. You generally know I can talk about you all day. It's no problem. She's like, sorry about not having the blurb. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We'll work it out. All right, so let's talk a little. Let's just jump into our community spotlight, brought to you by Mentor Stark and NAMI Stark County. Shout out to our community spotlight partners. Let's talk about what's going on in the community, ladies and gentlemen. Kids Doing Comedy right here in Centennial Plaza this Thursday. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m. We'd love for you to come out. I'm going to be your host. It's going to be so fun. 2 things I love: kids and comedy. It's going to be so cool. They have wonderful jokes already written and planned. Their family will be there. Their friends will be there. Come on out. They're already going to have chairs set up and everything. I don't think you got to bring a lawn chair. You can just come out, check out Kids Doing Comedy. It's going to be like an hour show. We're going to laugh and clap and support these young people. It's easy to support sports and things, and I'm all for it, but sometimes kids have other talents and we don't always go support those things. So come out tomorrow night to Kids Doing Comedy, 7 p.m. What a great time to come out and support the city. Come downtown, come to Centennial Plaza, have a laugh, support some children. And support me too. If you love me and you're not there, I'm gonna be offended. No, I'm not. It's gonna be okay. But I'd love for you guys to come out tomorrow night, 7 p.m. We also have the African American Festival coming up July 11th. It's my birthday weekend, so like I said, they just decided to throw this whole block party for me. I was like, you don't have to. They were like, we will. I was like, okay. So there's a gospel kickoff at 1 p.m. There's resource centers from 1 to 6. Lots of events, lots of vendors, lots of resources for you guys will be popping up on there. There's going to be a fashion show that's going to happen. There was a fashion show downtown just this past Friday for First Friday, which is super cool. Shout out to Yvonne Peterson and EMP Productions. I wasn't able to be here. I was in Columbus for track, but it looked super cool. All the things I saw looked super cool. They were walking the streets in streetwear, super, super cool. So shout out to them. The African American Festival is July 11th. Mark your calendars. Plan to be here. Come support. Come see some cool things in culture. Downtown Canton, Ohio, Centennial Plaza, July 11th. We also, this weekend, June 13th, 1 to 5 p.m., Stark County Minority Business Association is having their Shop the Block event. You guys want to check it out? It's a community open house for their new building on 10th Street. They had the ribbon cutting. The mayor was there, the Kurt Schering family. So many other dignitaries were there. But this is one really for the community to come out and see. There's vendors in the building. There's going to be food trucks and a DJ and all kinds of cool stuff happening in the parking lot. I want to see who the DJ is. I'm like, is it my guy? I'm trying to see if I'm right. Okay, I'm going to check it out and see if the DJ is who I think it is, but he's quite the DJ. So you guys, make sure you come and check that out, 1 to 5 p.m. That's right by the Civic Center, Cultural Center, 10th Street. You come down Cleveland Avenue. It's not hard to find. You guys come shop the block June 13th. That is 500 10th Street, Northwest Canton, Ohio. Shop the block, food, DJs, family friendly giveaways, all kinds of cool stuff coming up this Saturday. Make sure you guys check that out. She Elevates. Dolores Presley was on just a few weeks ago. The She Elevates Academy 2026 is coming. Free for girls 8 to 14. It's July 13th through 17th. 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. those days. Registration is now open. I believe registration ends soon. I have another flyer here. I think registration ends on the 12th. So that's just a few days from now. If you're interested in getting your young ladies involved, please check that out. Please reach out to them. The phone number is here on this flyer. There's a QR code there you guys can check out. Make sure you consider getting your girls 8 to 14 involved in the She Elevates Academy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and that flyer is the same flyer. It's just there. Shout out to our community spotlight sponsors. We want to thank Mentor Stark and NAMI Stark County. That has been your community spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. So much more going on. I'm sure there's many, many more things. Also, check out lucaslivemedia.com. We are working to bring you a community calendar, which we have, and we're growing and we're building more things onto it. If you're an organization in the community that hosts and holds events, please let us know, because we'd like to give you access to be able to put things on our community calendar. So people who support us and check us out will be able to check you out and support you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to bring on my first guest. Someone who I met through my friend Lily Price. You guys know Lily with Lily Pad Child Care Center and other things. We were all in the same area there in Canton South in the Southgate Commons Plaza. And she said, she told Linda about me and me about Linda. And then we met, and me and Linda have been working together ever since. It's been a long time, and it's just been wonderful. Great supporter to be an advertiser with us. We do things with real estate. I promoted that I was getting into some things with real estate through Footage Fusion. She jumped in, got on with us with that. She even helped us develop some new tools that were helpful for realtors. And now she has me doing all kinds of crazy stuff. She has me going in houses, doing photography, videography. I don't even know. It's just stuff. I don't even know what it is. 360 cameras and crazy stuff. She's talking about drones. I don't know, but it's so fun. She always stretches me. And I want to welcome to the show my friend, Miss Linda Reibenstein. How are you today?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. Thanks.
Good. You were nervous about coming on, Linda. And I said, we're just talking. We talk all the time. What are you talking about? It's so easy. You're like, no, this is real, professional and stuff.
Yeah, this is real. This is not just me and you be at the table talking.
This is not us just chatting it up, just talking about random things. Okay, that's fair. So, Linda, talk to us about the company you work for and your team. What do you guys do for people who are like, real estate, everybody does the same thing? What's the company that you work for, and what do you guys do?
Okay, so I'm part of owner of a Remax franchise here in Canton South. We have an office down there. I have a small team right now. It's called the Linda Reibenstein team, but we're part of the Remax Edge Realty. The main office is up here in North Canton. So we've been, I've been around. This will be my my 25th year.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I went through the hard times when the housing crash came. And if you
Mm,
can survive the housing crash, you can survive in real estate.
love that.
So I just have a small team and I kind of like it that way. I help train them and coach them on, just marketing and relationship building and all that kind of stuff. So as I always say, when I'm dead and gone, I want you to be able to learn to work and know how to get your business. And so that's what I teach them.
Yeah, that's so cool. I can see you mentoring your team and pushing your team. You're also somebody who's like super real, which I always love and find so funny. Like Linda's just real. Like you just tell it like it is, but never in a way that's offensive. And then sometimes you apologize. I'm like, you don't need to apologize. Like that was just a real statement. It wasn't anything wrong or offensive about it. And you do it with charm and class, and it's just funny and fun. And there may be a few choice words sometimes, but that's just a part of what it is, you know?
Yep, that's how you know I'm real.
That's how you know. That's how you're like, yeah, Linda just said what it was. She didn't hold back. So
Yeah.
we know it's real. So you talked about the housing crisis. Was that like
To,
2008?
to 2007, 2008. Yep, I survived that. And that I had only been in the business, well, since 2001, so just like 6 years. And so I had to learn to survive in that market. So I ended up starting to do all kinds of short sales. So I was out there helping people, get out of foreclosure. So usually it's, uh, you do short sale and then it was like deed in lieu of foreclosure or then foreclosure. And I always tried to help people get out of being foreclosed on.
Yeah.
So that was something. And at that time, the banks really didn't know what they were doing. And some were so messed up on their paperwork. I know for a fact one house, it was over a year that I was working with these poor people and she ended up losing it because the bank was
Wow.
just did not have their paperwork straightened out and they were not organized.
Interesting. So people who are in real estate, like I know some people who are just getting into it. I know some people got into it and got out of it because they couldn't figure out how to navigate it. When you think about success in real estate, what are the keys to success in real estate? Is there some magic wand or what is it?
Well, it's funny because I just had a team member. I actually have two team members, but one of the team members, she works full time, and she just started getting too busy, and she didn't realize exactly what a realtor does.
Mm,
And so it's like I get up first thing in the morning and I drink my coffee and I'm answering emails, text messages, doing working my CRM. So there's all of that. And that's usually I'm sitting at the table for 2 hours just
mm,
doing that.
yeah.
But the most important to stay successful is just staying with your, relationship building.
Mhm.
That's the most important thing. Right now, I just live off of, all my referrals. I'm sitting here
Wow.
selling houses to people I sold years ago, and now I'm selling their kids' houses. And like, oh, I mean, it's an honor, but it's
Yeah.
like I've been around that
Oh,
long.
these are your grandkids. I'm not selling any houses to grandkids. That's it. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think about that. And you and I have talked about that. I'm like, wow, what a legacy to say, okay, I sold you your house and we got you where you want to go. And now your kids have grown like my daughter, like I said, my youngest daughter is about to be 17. Imagining someone selling my kids a house. It's not even a thought. When they're little, you're not even thinking about that.
Mm.
But to build a relationship of trust is the key to most businesses. I mean, it is all business. And a lot of times people take it for granted or they're transactional. So talk to me about the difference between being transactional and being more relational and actually building those relationships with your clients.
For me, being relationship is just me being very honest and stuff. Like
Mhm.
with the younger generation, they're, out trying to buy houses. And one of the first things I always tell the young kids, I call them kids.
Good kids, you do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that if I don't sell it to my kids, I won't sell it to you.
Mm,
So when I go out and show houses to them, I'm actually teaching them.
I
I'm
love
like, you
that.
need to look at this or you need to look at that. See this. And so I just had one younger couple. I just put them under contract. We lost out many times, but it was funny because she literally told me, she's like, I'm almost afraid to put my house under contract, a house under contract. I said, why? She said, because I won't get to talk to you anymore.
Wow.
You can talk to me anytime. I said, we need to get you a house.
Right. Like, look at this house then. Right. Like,
But a transactional, I feel, is just someone that's just trying to sell houses.
yeah.
And that's not, I mean, I probably could have sold 1,000 more than I did already,
Mhm.
but I take care of my people. I watch my people.
I think that's so important. And one of the things you've talked about with me is like you've been doing it so long, you notice things in a house that others might not notice. Just walking through a house, you see the little things. So, what is the value of that to somebody who's looking to buy a house and they're looking for a realtor and they want to know that the realtor knows? Talk to us about how your experience has taught you things about houses that most people may not know.
I think that is just over the years I go to all my home inspections.
Mm,
So, I've just learned from the home inspectors what to look at. I mean, some things are just very major, like you can see, like,
right.
the
Like,
cracks in the basements
see
and
that
they're
water in
like,
the basement? We're treading through
yeah,
water. That's not
yeah.
good.
If there's water in the basement, I'm like, oh, we
Run,
got a
let's
problem
go.
here. If we
Right.
got the long cracks across the foundation walls.
Mm,
And I always tell people, as long as the foundation is, in good shape and stuff, the
mhm.
rest of everything else can
Can
be
be fixed.
fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The foundation is the most important thing.
What do you think right now in housing is it a good time to buy something that needs fixed up and do some fixing? Is it better to buy something that's already, the way you want it, it's newer or newly remodeled? Or is that just a person by person choice? And how do people make those decisions?
Right now, I would say it's just person by person because people are so busy nowadays than they were before.
Yeah.
So some people they're very specific and they want everything done.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that's very hard to do,
Yeah.
but other ones they're okay with it. They don't mind it. And a lot of times I go through the house and I'm like, oh, this would be cute doing this or this. And then, so then I can help them kind of visualize what they can do to the house to make their own. And they're like, oh, that's a really good idea.
That is really funny. It makes me think like I don't know if anybody really does this, but I remember watching Property Brothers. It's like it's so funny because whenever you're about to do a thing, like we had a when we had a dog years ago, we were always watching all the dog shows. Then we were gonna have a baby, and I'm sure we were watching the baby shows. We were gonna get married. We're watching Say Yes to the Dresser. So I don't know. It was like all the shows. And then we were looking to move and remodel a house some years ago, and we were watching all the Property Brothers and all the house flips, flipper flop, and all the shows, right? And they had the thing where they would show like an animation of what could fit in a house and sit in a house. And it was fascinating because I think a lot of people, to the average person, you look at a house and you can't necessarily see all the
Mhm.
possibilities. But it is true that something that someone else's trash is another person's treasure. Somebody can take something and make something special. Have you seen people take houses that weren't really good and turn them into something amazing? Have you been able to see that process?
Yep, I have, and I've actually done it myself. My brother and I have bought a few houses, and we've gutted them and turned them into.
Really?
Yeah, I have. We
I
have a
didn't
couple
know.
that.
You should have sent me pictures. Where are they? I want to see them.
Oh,
Okay,
one's
well,
right next door to me, but
is it really?
yeah, the house right next door to us, we ended up getting it, and I don't know if it was like an old store or something back in the day,
Mhm.
but nobody had lived in it almost 30 years.
Mm.
And we literally gutted it down to the studs and brought it back to life.
Wow.
And it came out really nice. It was a lot of work. It was like a year in progress, but yeah.
And then you guys sold it.
No, I rent it.
Oh,
We
you meant
still
it.
rent it.
Okay, I
We
was gonna
still,
say.
yeah.
I was like, are you
We like
like?
to know who our neighbor
I was
is.
just thinking that. Are you neighbor? I was
Yeah.
thinking like, are you peeking in there? Like, are they messing up my stuff? This is my
No,
house. I'm in a
no, I
lot of
try and
trouble.
hide and come down the driveway so they can't see me.
Oh, okay, right. You're creeping. They see you army crawling through the grass. Like, what are you doing? You're like, just
Yeah.
checking to make sure you're not messing up my
Yeah,
stuff.
but I have seen that where, they've lived in the house just a few years and then I
Yeah.
go back and I'm like, "Oh, wow, like this is not the same house I sold you." Yeah. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. So, real estate. Would you recommend anybody get into it? Does it take a special person? What's your thought about that?
So, yes, it takes a special person.
Mhm.
If you don't like to have a life, I say,
Oh,
then and you like to work 7 days a week from the time you get up to the time you go to bed.
want to hate your life. I think
Yeah.
she's trying to kill the competition. Nobody else do it. I got it. I
No,
got it.
but it does take you have to be genuine a person. You can't be the plastic person or,
Yeah.
like you have to really show you care about what you do and love what you do.
Right.
And I mean, I never in my life expected to be a realtor.
Really?
That was not in my.
What was your plan? I didn't know
Well,
that.
so I went to school for architectural engineer,
Okay.
and
I
then
mean, close. It wasn't like you went to school for.
yeah, I know I'm still in the house
Okay, so
business.
that was
Yeah, I'm
okay. I
still in
was
the
like,
house
you're like,
business,
all right.
but I always wanted to be a caterer.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Do you
so
cook?
I have 2 parties that are being thrown on my patio this year.
I know you have the Casa La Linda. She has a nice little space in her backyard that's
Yeah.
like fans. What's it called?
It's called the Ribbon Sports Bar.
The Ribbon
Ribbon Sports Bar, yeah.
Sports Bar.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yes.
where I go to just kind of decompress and stuff like that
Yeah.
and sit and relax. But it's just someone with patience because, most people think that realtors go open doors, put signs in the yard, but there is so much behind the scenes. Like that we're doing a transaction now where it's like this buyer has to sell their house to buy this house, and then my buyer or my seller slash buyer has to wait to the other. And so we're waiting on this one at the end to get their house under contract so that we can get the domino, so it doesn't fall apart.
I didn't even know. I know that that's a thing in theory. Like I know people are selling their house without having another house and needing the money from the sale of the house to buy the next house. But I just assume I always wonder like, what do people do? I'm like, you sell your house and you just live homeless for a couple months or something. You live in a motel, hotel, holiday. I don't know what they do. But they can
That's
write it into the contract that they need time.
Yeah, so that's like the newest thing right now. So because the inventory is so low that, the seller puts their house on the market, but it's contingent upon them finding something else. So then, everything's to be determined. So
Okay.
then it's like just trying to, make sure no one ends up homeless in the end. Everybody has time to move, and yeah, it gets kind of complicated. And plus a lot of times our clients don't even know what's going on because us as realtors, we try to like keep that between realtor to realtor so we're not stressing out our clients. And so we just kind of, if it gets really bad, then we go, okay, this is what's going on. And people understand. They understand it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just like, okay, this is what's going on. We have to deal with this, and they're fine with it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a challenging thing to navigate, and it is interesting because in any business, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, right?
Mhm.
So even a show for me, like in a day, the things that I have to do to make the show happen, a million little things, and I have to remember like, did I do the millionth thing to make sure we could go live and the thing worked and everything goes right? And sometimes it looks like, oh, that's just easy and fun, and it is fun. And I know you enjoy your job. I enjoy the things that I do, but it takes preparation. And I think to your point about people wanting to get into real estate, it does look like, I mean, we were all watching TV. Looks like they show up at these houses. They've shown house hunters. They just showing them all these different houses. They're like, pick one of the three. And there's so much inventory. Take your time, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
And,
chill out.
and I've had clients that are saying, "Oh yeah, I watched the Home Improvement show," and I go, "It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that
Nothing
way.
about that is
Yeah,
real.
that's not real."
So debunking some of that. So one of the things they often do, like say house hunters, right? They do have time to look at three different houses and take their time and say, what is the market like? Like how if you show somebody a house
Mm.
and they're like, I love it. And you're like, I don't see any issue with it, right? There's nothing where you're cautioning them like the basement's falling in or something crazy. Are you like, we need to make an offer today? Or is it like, you can wait a
Oh
week or two? What's it
no,
like?
no. In this inventory right now, with the inventory so low, it's either you decide now or you lose out.
Wow.
And as long as everything is like you said, and there's like hot areas where, I think
Such as around here, what's Canton and Stark County?
well, it just depends. I think really it just depends on the house.
Okay.
As long as the house is not falling down, it goes under contract pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I've had my young kids, trying to. I have people moving from Utah here,
Mhm.
and we've written several offers, and we're always in multiple offers. And the last set that I just put under contract with them, we literally had to put an appraisal gap into.
Meaning, what's an
So
appraisal?
an appraisal gap means, say we want the house that we got the house at like 300,000,
Mhm.
but it only appraises for 290.
Okay. The bank won't cover that?
No, so
Okay.
my clients are putting in a $5,000 appraisal gap, so they'll pay an extra 5,000
Mm,
to buy the house.
interesting.
Yeah, when COVID, that was like a big thing
Well, because why? Just was so
because
many
there
people.
was, during
Were
COVID.
people moving during COVID or what was
Oh
going
yeah,
on?
I was out
Really?
every single day in COVID. I was wearing my gloves, I was wearing my mask,
They're
I
like, if
was
I gotta
wearing
be
my
in the house all
booties.
day, that's better
Yeah,
be a nice house.
I was all over the place. And at that time everybody was trying to find a bigger house because they were working from home.
Mm.
And so but it got to the point where we were doing multiple offers, we were doing appraisal gaps, we were doing no inspections, and no inspections is like a pet peeve of mine.
You
Like,
don't like that?
no, because if one of
That's a
my
huge risk.
it is, and if my clients buy a house that don't have an inspection, I can't help them afterwards
Right.
because then the house, if things start to happen to the house, there's nothing I can do.
Interesting. So banks, I don't understand what no inspection means. How would a bank finance a house that was never inspected?
Well, the banks only require appraisals, so the inspections are just mostly for the client's
Oh,
information.
interesting. So you
Yeah.
don't have, nobody has to have an inspection,
Mm-mm.
but the home inspector comes in and looks at the foundation. They look for termites. They look for the furnace and
Yeah,
stuff.
the home
Is that what it
inspector,
is?
yeah, they go inside to or outside to inside, top to bottom, and they have a whole list of things to
Mhm.
look at. So it's about usually about 2 hours for the inspection, and then you get like a 50-page report.
Oh, that's fine. That looks
Yeah.
like fun to go through. And so, from the home inspection side, when you're the seller, you want the you're hoping that your home is in great shape, and you want the home inspector to come in and be like, everything is pristine and perfect, and it's nice and great. From the buyer, of course, you want that as well, but you want the truth. Like, I
Right.
mean, obviously, on both sides, you want the truth, but from the buyer side, you're like, I hope they checked everything, and I hope they were very thorough, and I hope they told me every little thing. And from the seller side, you're probably just praying nothing's wrong
Right.
because it would lower
Right.
the value.
Right.
But the
Not
appraiser
really.
it doesn't lower the value because the appraiser said the value.
Right.
The home inspector might be telling you something that may cause you pause because you're like, well, it's still worth this much money, but for me, I don't want to worry about a new roof in a year.
Right. And so when those things come up in the home inspection, then we just write it up in an addendum and ask the sellers to make those repairs.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean they have to make the repairs, but they can, just say no, and then the deal's done, or or the buyer can accept what's going on, or we can do like a price adjustment or something like that. But that's still part of getting to the end, to the
Yeah.
close, the clear to close.
Interesting. I was a difficult buyer, just so you know. Shout out
And
to
he wasn't my client.
I wasn't her client. Shout out to my girl Brianna Lehman, who I knew when she was in real estate school, and she worked for me. Yeah, I was telling her to ask for stuff. She was like, nobody asked for that. I was like, I am.
Yeah.
I was like, why not? I was like, I mean, it was just crazy. I was like, the pool table, the lawnmower, the lawn chairs. I want them to leave $10,000 in a vault. It was like all kinds of crazy stuff. And they were like, it was like, I think we got almost everything we asked for. And I just was, I mean, in my mind, I'm like, it doesn't hurt to ask for some things,
Right.
and you never know. Sometimes they're like, "That is a nice washer and dryer," and they're like, "We don't have to take it, we'll throw it in there," and you don't even know that you can ask for some things. So,
Right.
what's that like as far as people's ability to ask for things? But then also, I guess in a tight housing market, there could be some fear of like, don't start asking for a bunch of stuff that's going to complicate this. What's your thought on where the lines are as far as what's reasonable to ask for versus let's not mess the deal up because you're asking for some 10-year-old lawnmower that nobody cares about?
Well, usually those kind of things we wait until like we have the deal together,
Oh, smart.
and then we start to ask. And
I think I
that's
was asking all up front. I was like,
yeah.
before we walk in there ever, I want all
Well,
their stuff.
yeah, I just usually like even if we're going through and we notice like things and they're like, "Oh, this needs fixed or whatever." I'm like, "Just wait until we do the home inspection and then we can
Yeah.
ask for things." And a lot of times you're correct, sellers don't want to move stuff, so they're like, "Hey, does your client want this or that?" And I know I just had that with the house I just sold in Louisville. They were moving and downsizing and they're like, "Hey, does buyers want this stuff?" And
It
that's
worked out well for both
yeah.
parties.
Yeah.
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 That's really cool. All right, Linda. So people who may be interested in your services, tell them the areas you provide service for. Are you a buyer's agent and sellers? Are you buyers, sellers, both? And how can they get a hold of you?
So believe it or not, we're in 15 different counties. So I don't stay in a little square. I go all over the place.
Right.
So, I mean, I go as far as Cuyahoga County, all the way to the New York or Pennsylvania border,
Wow.
down to Cambridge, and then all the way out to like Mansfield, Bucyrus. Like we're all over the place. I'm usually like an hour to an hour 15, an hour and a half, just depending on the client and stuff like that. And then I do have a website. We have the QR code on the on your
put that up. Yeah.
advertising. Yeah.
Yes.
And then what was the other question?
Uh,
So I represent buyers and sellers. The team does. We work with both.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a realtor or you're not sure if you want to buy or sell just yet, but you're thinking about it in the future. I always said, again, have that person in your mind before the time comes. That way, when the time comes, you're like, that's my person. You saw her today and you're like, you know what? That's my person. She knows what she's doing. She's been doing it a long time. I'm going to use her as soon as I'm ready, whether it's this year, next year, or 2 years from now. Or if your kids or someone else you know is looking for a realtor or looking to buy or sell, Linda Reibenstein supports us here at Lucas Live. So check her out, follow her QR code and her name you're going to see on our reels and on all our stuff because she is an advertising partner with us. Linda, thank you so much for being my guest
Thank
today.
you for having me.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it wasn't. And like I said, it's like taking blood. Just talk to
Just
me.
talk to you.
Just
That's
talk
what
to
we
me, and I can
do.
do it. Yeah,
Right?
yeah, we can talk for hours and hours and hours.
I love that. Michelle CH says, good morning. She is a
Oh,
wonderful
Michelle.
person and realtor.
Yep, that's
Myself
a
and my
client.
family have used Linda as a realtor several times, and each time has resulted in great outcomes. Love that. Thank you so much, Michelle. We like those live testimonials. Keep popping in with those. Those are excellent. Thank you so much. If somebody comes to you because of the show, it wasn't Michelle, it was me. I want a referral credit. Michelle, good job, tech team. We'll split the referral credit if there is a such thing. I don't even know. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to transition here to our next guest. Lindsay Zimmerman is here. Nathan from Canton Symphony Orchestra is about to join us here in just a minute. Talk to us about the Canton Culture Collective and things that are going on here in the city. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Check out this quick commercial. The best of Lucas Live Season 6. We'll be right back in just a second. Who was the old, was it Jason? Was it Jakey Jake back then?
What's crazy is, you see, I channeled, like I said, channel the energy. Jakey Jake. That.
Yes.
When I was ripping and running the game, which a rated R game for many, many years, or a couple decades, whenever I did something whenever I did something I wasn't supposed to do.
Right. It was positive to the gang, but it was negative to the community.
There we go. A couple of the guys would say it like that, Jakey Jake. That's how they would call me, Jakey Jake.
Okay.
And it got to the point when I when I started making that transfer or changing my life, I would hate to hear that, Jakey Jake. Just the thought of that, Jakey Jake.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would hate to hear that. So I had to re-channel that. Like when I changed everything up and I started changing my life, I said, we're going to take that negative of that Jakey Jake and I'm going to take it to a positive. So I implemented that into my, my show, into my workouts, into my content.
Yeah.
And people just grabbed onto it immediately.
I was in the hospital for about 2 days. Third day or so was when I started to notice something was really off. I had a stroke, and I didn't even know that I had a stroke.
You were walking around? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back, Linda Reibenstein. Shout out to her, Michelle. She said, oh, Michelle's in here too. She was excited to see that you were here. She was nervous, but she did do well, didn't she? She did a great job. I always tell people it's just a conversation. And although, being on the show or being on a podcast, especially being on live, a lot of people aren't used to being on live. So it's a little nerve wracking. It's kind of odd because I do it all the time. So I unfortunately don't understand. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? We're just talking. We're friends. I know you, right? I know most of the people who come on the show. But it is great to see people come on and be able to represent their businesses. Thank you guys who follow us here at Lucas Live Media. We appreciate it. And again, shout out to our sponsors from Sarda, Jessica Danielle Nails, the Linda Reibenstein team, to Ace Carpet Cleaning. We're so grateful for them being advertisers and supporters of us, allowing us to continue to do this great work. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, I'd like to welcome to the show Miss Lindsay Zimmerman and Mr. Nathan. I'm not saying his last name. I'm like, what is Nathan's last name? Nathan, what's your last name?
Lucas, and good morning.
Good morning. Say it one more time. I had your mic turned down. Say it one more time.
Oh, sure. Maslick.
Okay, Maslick. I knew that. Nathan Maslick here from Canton Symphony Orchestra.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being here. Lindsay, what's up?
What's up, Lucas?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, Lindsay. We always run into each other everywhere.
Usually on the red carpet, not on an early morning
That's a good point.
live studio, but
good point. We normally run into each other on the red carpet. You always come to see me wherever we are.
Yes.
And you're always out there supporting things going on, Lindsay. For people who don't know, talk to us about Canton Culture Collective and then a little bit about why you started it and why do you care to support other people's stuff? Because it's really a thing that's built to help highlight, support, and kind of put your arms around other things? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Canton Culture Collective, it is a group made up of volunteers with diverse backgrounds, ethnicities, cultures, as well as different work backgrounds. And we're all volunteers. And we have anyone from physicians, business owners, artists, professors, stay-at-home moms, etc., as part of our group. And it's really kind of that variety of people that bring their own experience and connections and passion for this community and why they want to care and support it. So, we are going into our third year as a community organization, and our mission is to inspire, promote, and connect arts and culture. Although I feel like connect and the connection is really where we shine.
Yeah.
And we do our part to shine a spotlight on different organizations that are doing great work, um, help support local artists through our social media efforts, through the collective, through showing up to support
Yeah.
different events in the community, which we always see you.
Yeah.
And while we can't be everything to everyone, it's really inspiring to see the impact that we do make in the way that we can. And we also have special partnerships, which we'll get into with Nathan, which we're
Yes.
excited about. And we've really just been evolving, these last 2 years, and it inspires us to do whatever we can. If it's connecting one person that didn't know about this organization and their mission, or bringing a whole group of people together, or bringing people downtown that may have never, you know, been to a certain arts institution or
Yes.
gallery, etc. But also, we've really enjoyed our partnerships with nonprofits because, as you know, there are so many people and facets and uh, just groups doing such great work here in our community. And it's just inspiring to be a part of that.
I really do think what you guys do is so important, and people don't know about a lot of things that are going on, especially when it comes to the arts. Like if you're in, and I always say this about all the circles in the community, every circle I get into, I realize that one, before I got into that circle, I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know there was so many arts things going on, or I didn't know there were so many things going on for small businesses or minority businesses or sports or whatever it is,
Yes.
right? And everybody in every circle thinks everybody outside of their circle knows about it. It's like I always say, it's like social media. In social media, it shows you more of what you watch. So everybody you're following feels the same way you feel about everything. You're like, yeah, we all feel the same thing. Not knowing there's a whole other world on social media that feels the total opposite, and everything in their feed looks like that. So in our community, there's these circles that are doing a thing, supporting a thing, investing in a thing, doing the thing. And there's whole other communities that don't even know, like, we have a big arts community here, right? And a lot going on. And even like the Canton Symphony Orchestra, let's talk about your collaboration with them and talk to Nathan a little bit about what's going on there. What is that about?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Songs in the Sky is an event coming up actually next Monday, June 15th. And it's a wonderful fundraising event to support the symphony that takes place on the rooftop terrace at the Hall of Fame. So, it's a great night outside. We have live music. I'll let Nathan go into a little bit of the details. But this is actually our third season partnering with them for Songs in the Sky and the Canton Culture Collective. We kind of host the VIP component.
Mhm.
This year we have cabanas for people, and we put together little swag bags from local businesses. And it's just a really wonderful evening for people to get out, not just to have fun and support the symphony and enjoy music, but we really try to connect people with like the why. Why does it matter to support the symphony? Why do they need dollars? And I think that's really a unique part too of the connection part of bringing people, connecting them with a mission that is so much more than they may know from the outside looking in. So excited to have Nathan here
Yes.
today.
And thank you, Lindsay. I mean, you said we've been working together for 3 years now, and I just want to say what a boon the Canton Culture Collective has been to us as an organization, particularly when it does come to these live event fundraisers. That there's a certain special sauce that you have to have, and everything has to come together to make a really great event that also brings in a lot of support for our organization. And the Canton Symphony Orchestra has a lot going on. We have a lot of different kinds of programming for all different kinds of folks. And what this fundraiser is really highlighting is the educational journey of a young musician into professional musician, or even other ways that music appreciation can manifest in each of our lives. We'll have one of our youth symphony students share their perspective of what it looks like when they're just starting out learning how to play music. We'll have somebody who just graduated from the program who's looking at colleges and seeing what that perspective has brought for when they're making that selection and choosing the next path in their lives. And then also we have our very special final presentation, I would say, with Nancy Patterson, who has been performing in our orchestra for nearly 50 years, and will say and share what her experience has been, not only just performing with the Canton Symphony, but what a career in music can look like. And this fundraiser really wants to showcase that and say that the Canton Symphony Orchestra is a really big part of what that journey looks like, and especially in this community. I mean, we provide a ton of performance opportunities for youth. We provide a lot of concerts for youth that are completely free and open to the public. We're all around the community during the summertime. We have our Summer Serenades programming with our partnership with Stark Parks. So there's a lot to support. There's a lot to get involved with. And Songs in the Sky this coming Monday is a great way to, I would say, if you've never heard of us and you want to come check us out, come to Songs in the Sky, because we'll be sharing a lot of what we're about. We're going to have a lot of fun in the process. And it's just going to be a great evening. And I really want to thank the Canton Culture Collective for their role in helping promote it, for helping plan it, and for just standing next to us and making sure that we're standing taller together. So
I love that.
thank
Super
you.
cool. I love it. I got the pleasure to be with you guys for Songs in the Sky.
Yes.
Yes,
some years
sir.
ago,
Yeah.
which was super fun. I mean, it was just it was a very unique event that I think, again, it's one of those, it made you feel like you were in a big city. Like we were on the rooftop, there's music, or looking out. I mean, it was like, I was like, where am I? Like,
Right?
this is so
We're
cool.
downtown.
Right. I was like, what is this? And I didn't even know, like I wouldn't have known. Had Lindsay or you guys not reached out, I would not have known that that was going on. I would have not had a firsthand view of what that was like. So I think so often we miss out on things in our community because we're just like, I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
So for people, for Songs in the Sky, is there still time to buy tickets? How does that
Oh,
work?
yes.
How can people do that?
So they can visit our website, cantonsymphony.org. It's the first thing that shows up on our homepage. You can follow us on Facebook. I'm sure we've been posting like crazy about it the past few days. But speaking of the experience, like you mentioned, where you're like overlooking the city, Songs in the Sky is at the top of the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
Yeah.
We're in their Sky Terrace. So it's this big, gorgeous patio area up there.
Banners and all there's stuff that
Yeah.
you don't know is up there.
That you just overlook the entire city of
Yes.
Canton, and it's absolutely stunning. It's usually pretty nice up there. Last year it was a little warm, but
It was like the hottest day of the summer.
Was it really?
Yeah, we were all melting, but it was fun.
the forecast looks good for
Yes.
next Monday, so
All right, good.
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And
But
we have a great menu
Yes.
of elevated like appetizers and drinks, and again, music. It's on a Monday night. What else is, I'm sure there's
Come party
other
with us
things
on a
going
Monday.
on,
Like, come
but-
on, right.
Yeah, it's a Monday in the summer. Let's be on a rooftop supporting a great cause.
yeah, and there is an open bar option, so I want to throw that out there.
Love that. How much are tickets to something like that? For people?
They range. So the standard entry is $100. The open bar option is just $25 more at $125.
Great.
And then if you would like to participate in the Canton Culture Collective VIP experience, that's $160.
I love that.
And all proceeds go to the Canton Symphony.
That is awesome. And I always say, I'm always surprised when people say a price. People sometimes are like, "Oh, that's a lot," or whatever they think, and then we go to Chick-fil-A and spend $40 and no
Yeah,
time.
right.
Like, just go through the drive-thru. Like, wait a minute, me and my kids, we had a little bit of this. So to come support something that's so important and get such an experience is awesome. So Lindsay, being involved with something like this is the kind of thing you guys do in the collective, right? And putting on this VIP thing. Talk to us about how those things connect.
Sure. So we do a lot of different things
Yes.
as part of the collective, whether it's volunteering, getting our group together to volunteer at the food bank, which we did about a month ago, which was great fun, or attending an art opening. And again, all of us can't be at everything, but our collaborations have been very organic, and we really, well, we can do, again, we have tech people, PR people, marketing people. We really shine when it comes to special events.
I would
I mean,
say.
a lot of it's
Yeah.
my personal background
Right.
of, fundraising, planning events. But in this case, Nathan just reached out to us, to me, and brought us into the symphony, told us what was going on, brought in Songs in the Sky, and said, we would love for you guys to help us. What
Just
can
in
we
any
do?
way you could. Yeah.
So that's kind of how that started. We have every year, we work with Habitat for Humanity. Our group participates in their Women's Build every year. So that's a partnership that we have. And most recently, which I can touch base on later, we are working with the Canton Chamber of Commerce for their VIP experience called the Soaring Soiree, which is part of the Hall of Fame Balloon Classic. And we did that last year, and it was great. And we're so excited to bring it back this year. But for organizations such as the Symphony or the Canton Chamber, and also just the small little guy that's reaching out and saying, hey, I'm having a golf outing to support our music group. Can you help promote it? And all in a variety of ways. So whether it's our larger partnerships or small promotion, but really I view everything that we do as some type of collaboration.
Yeah.
And also supporting, how you mentioned there's this pocket over here doing this
Yes.
great group. And we're always learning more. Like, I didn't know that group existed that was doing this. I didn't know, even cross culturally in our community.
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone truly is wanting to work together more
Yeah.
because we all want the same thing of making our community a better place. And I think we realize when we work together and support each other, we can make an even further impact.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
I agree. I think those circles that are all existing out there. There isn't a I don't want to work with you. It's a I didn't know that you were there. I
Right.
didn't know how to get involved. Like Nathan saying, reaching out, like, how could you guys help? Maybe we could do something
Yeah.
together. And now there's years of partnership involved in there.
Yeah.
Talking about the event with the chamber. Shout out to the good people down at the chamber and all that they have going on. We're excited to work with them on some things for the Hall of Fame festivities and content and things. They're being really innovative down there. Shout out to Darla and the team and young Miss Hennessy. That's what I always think of. Sophia. The things that they're doing, I think, is really, really cool. So, talk to us a little bit about the soiree at the I don't know what she
The
said. It sounded
Soaring
soiree. It sounded fancy. What is that?
All right. So July 24th and 25th is part of the Hall of Fame Balloon Classic. Hopefully, most people that are tuning in are Stark County natives, are familiar with the event. And typically, unless you would be invited to like the Kent State tent or the Altman tent, and I believe Temkin has a tent, those are kind of a very VIP experience on their own that you have to invitation only. And if you don't have that, it's being in a sea of strollers
That's where I've always been.
and lines, crazy lines for a food truck, etc.
Yeah.
So we came up with the idea of working with the chamber to create a VIP experience where you have parking available. We have a tent. There's food, drinks. You have field access, which last year, which I got to experience. Too bad the balloons didn't go off last year either day, but this year it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So the first night, the theme this year is Untamed, Safari Untamed. So
Sounds a little scary. They're gonna be
right, it's a
running
little
around
scary.
with
Last year
balloons.
we did two completely different themes,
Okay.
which was we're not doing that again. We're keeping things on. But the first night's a family night, so bring your kids, come out. We work with an amazing caterer that designs our menus kind of around our theme. We have fun activities for the kids under the tent, great food, awesome drinks, little crafts. So we have our own party within the balloon party.
Yeah.
And then, families can take their kids down to the field, go see the balloons, check things out. And then they're like, that was enough of that. We need to get back to the refuge and safety of our tent where we have, ice cream and snacks and drinks and everything.
Shade.
So,
I mean,
it's shade. Yeah.
I've always been one of those people. Go to the balloon classic. I got to go up in a hot air balloon a couple years ago, which was so fun as a member of the media. But in general, my experience at the balloon thing is like a fun festival kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's usually very hot, and I'm like, I see all the Altman tents. One of my friends worked for another organization, and anyway, they had a tent, and I'd see him over there waving at me like, "Don't come over here, though." Good luck out there.
There's like a fence around the tent, like you can't come in here.
Like top security and stuff. You're like, man, just the peasants out here in the outer courts. But so that was my thought always of it, was like, man, it'd be nice to get in with one of those. So you guys are creating an opportunity for
that anyone in the community
can just
can get a ticket. And honestly,
so how do we get in? Like, there's some cost.
so
I'm
tickets
guessing.
have just gone on sale. It's like a slow launch. We're getting ready after Songs in the Sky to hit up the
On to the
soaring
next.
soiree hard. But tickets are available through the chamber. We'll be posting on our social media, etc. But again, the Friday night is the family night, and that's summer safari is the theme for that for the kids. And then Saturday night is the adult only evening under the tent. And that is going to be a Moroccan Mirage. So we're really excited, kind of putting these themes together, but there's a lot that we can do, that we are doing with entertainment, food, cocktails, perhaps even have a hookah lounge within there. But it just really creates an environment for people to be able to enjoy an experience that they've always loved. I mean, it's just part of our, part of the Hall of Fame festival. It really kicks things off, and just a way to experience it differently. And last year, which was our first year doing it, and we're so excited to be invited back to collaborate. Everyone that came, like, got it. They're like, we're definitely doing this again. It was just, especially, for families and things, to not be fighting through all the crowds, and have a great, wonderful evening night out.
I think that's really cool because honestly, like I said, that and that's just an awareness. And shout out to you guys in the chamber. Sometimes things often go the way they've always gone.
Right.
And there's no awareness that there's another way. It's like, well, I don't control that Altman paid all this money to put up this tent and do this thing. They're like, whose fault is it? Like, if you work for Altman, you get to go. Or if you know somebody, maybe you get to go.
Right.
That's okay. And if you don't, still there's plenty to enjoy, right? But because unlike a regular festival, there is a lot to see that you kind of want to be able to spend time out there. You want to hang out and see the balloons go up. You want to be able to hang out and see the fireworks. You want to be able to hang out and see the drone light show and all that stuff. But when you're just out there in elements and there's nowhere to go, to me, it always makes it like a time thing. I'm like, I'm going to go between this time and this time. I'm going to get an Italian sausage, a funnel cake, and see fireworks. And that's it, because I'm not staying out there all day.
Right.
But to be able to make that experience, I think is so awesome. Also, back to Canton Symphony Orchestra a little bit, Nathan.
Yeah.
People don't know how, like, my daughter was involved, right?
Yeah.
When I grew up, Canton Symphony Orchestra just seemed like just this prestigious thing. It was like, I don't know, you got to come from, like, I don't know, all over the world, and you get to come in and be a part of the Canton Symphony Orchestra, and it's only an adult thing for these seasoned, talented people who have done it their whole lives. But that's not just how it works. You guys do a lot more, and there's developmental programming for people who are interested in getting into music. Talk to us a little bit about that.
No, absolutely. And we've been trying really hard to get away from that general public perception about, a nonprofit, larger orchestral institution.
Yes.
We are an orchestra that performs live orchestral music. And then that's really, at the end of the day, who we are. And we perform for all who wish to listen. So that's why we have such a diverse array of programs that are designed to really reach anybody and everyone where they're at and what they're familiar with.
Like, it just reminded me of something. Two things. one, my guy Jean P. the MC did something with the
He
Canton
sure
Symphony
did, and that's a
Orchestra.
great example. He
Yeah.
performed as part of our Divergent Sound series. So that is a series that's in partnership with the Summit FM and sponsored by Sirac Financial Services, and they allow us to pair orchestral musicians. So our union professional musicians will perform with local artists, and we'll transcribe their music. We'll put it all together, and we'll perform at the Oracle in downtown Canton. And we do that 5 times a year. And we're changing it up a little bit. We're shifting it to the summertime next year. But Jean P was an absolute pleasure to work with. I actually have a funny story. Nancy, who's going to be at Songs in the Sky on Monday, she's a little old lady who has, big giant glasses. She's so sweet. And she was posing with in pictures with Jean P. And they were like leaning up against each other and like having a grand old time. And he chose harp to be part of his set, which I thought was, super cool and, cross genre, so to speak. But other than the Divergent Sound series, we also have our Masterworks, which is like our bread and butter programming where we're performing, music from the general orchestral canon, like Bach, Mozart, some modern composers, American music and stuff like that. But we also have our pop series where we perform music that's relative to the popular culture. Like this past year, we just did, I already
Tina
passed,
Turner?
we just did
I
Tina
just-
Turner
I was
and
thinking
Pink
that.
Floyd.
I saw billboards
yeah.
and I was like, does that say Canton Symphony Orchestra doing Tina Turner?
Yes,
What's
yes.
going on?
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but concerts like that, it's designed to introduce people who are more familiar with like Tina Turner or Pink Floyd, or last year we did the music of Journey. They're familiar with those artists. And when you pair that kind of music with a full orchestra, I mean, one, it's a really epic wall of sound just kind of hitting you right in the face.
Right.
But it's also introducing them to what it can sound like and how powerful an orchestra is and what it means when a bunch of people are coming together on stage to create something that's like above themselves. It's a really cool art form. It's really easy to be passionate about it, especially when you see it yourself in person. And that's why we do the things that we do, because when we're introducing people at any age and inspiring that love of music, I mean, it's what it's all about. In my opinion. So
Amazing. I love it. Obviously, I'm a fan, and we were a family that was involved. And we did it during a year. It was shortly after COVID. We decided to homeschool our daughter that year, even. We wanted her to continue in orchestra. I don't know, for orchestra teacher, somebody told us that you can get involved with the Canton Symphony Orchestra, and we're like, no, you can't. Like, stop playing. She can't. She's like 10, 12. I don't know. She was young, She was
I
that
mean,
old.
yeah, that's the perfect age for our youth strings or intermediate group. And if they've been playing a while, like if they start playing when they're 6 or 7 years old, I mean, we also have an advanced orchestra that really puts on some powerful, cool music for just being in middle school and high school.
Yeah.
So there's,
It was an experience.
Yeah.
And she loved it. And I think people not knowing that that is out there, I think is something that's really cool. And I think there are families who maybe you want to do something in addition to what you do at school, something outside of what you do at school, or maybe you are homeschooled, like my daughter was for that year, which again, today, shout out to my Savannah. It's her 17th birthday. Happy birthday again, Bubs. Sorry about that year of homeschooling. She hated us. But she did a lot. I mean, like, she learned so much. I mean, my daughter can sew, crochet, cook, play the piano, the cello. She took singing lessons with Joy, singing and acting lessons with Joy.
It's amazing.
She did so many things that we were just like, we're just going to do stuff. We're going to build a curriculum around life and just let you choose stuff. And to this day, the things she can do is like so much more expanded because we took that time off. And really it was because of COVID, because we were like, well, school can't be that critical if they could just kick everybody out and let them stay home for 2 years. But it was a great experience for us. Again, she wasn't the biggest fan. That was a long summer of tears. She cried all summer, like, you guys are serious, are you? We're like, yep, we're going to do it. But it was a great experience. And to have things like the Canton Symphony Orchestra to allow her to continue in something that she loved was so key.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes,
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes. So, Lindsay, as we wrap up, talk to the people one more time about Canton Culture Collective and then the upcoming Songs in the Sky event that's coming up. And if there's anything else that we should know that you're supporting that we should support.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't already follow us on our social media, follow us on Facebook, Canton Culture Collective, Instagram. We're really thankful. We have a great tech team on our team, which helps keep that humming, if you know that's such an important detail. So we're really thankful for our team for that. You can visit our website, cantonculturecollective.com. Reach out to me directly if there's something coming up that you would like us to support. Again, we may not be able to do a full, collaboration or partnership like we're doing, but we will definitely offer support in any way we can. And as we enter our third year, we're really excited to be really thinking towards the future about where we came from, what we've done, and where we're going, and how we can, as a group of volunteers, evolve and maximize our potential and bring more people along with us. So we are growing strategically and organically. So stay tuned for that in the future. We really would like to have more people on our team, friends of the CCC, etc. But it's really exciting to see everything that that we're doing right now and looking to the future. And so excited for Songs in the Sky. Truly, it is a wonderful evening for a great cause. Get your tickets. Visit Canton Symphony. We also have it on our social media, and we just look forward to working with all of our partners in the community. And it's inspiring every day to see the great work that so many people are doing to bring our community together and make it a better place for everyone to live, work, and play, and especially for the kids.
I love it. Lindsay, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you.
People don't always know how do you get guests on a show, right? So it's funny because we have a pretty steady flow and a steady show, and a lot of people I run into and talk about coming on the show. And there's no shortage of people who are interested in. Obviously, it's a great opportunity to come and share and talk and things like that. But Lindsay and I ran into each other as we often do, and I was like, "You got to come on the show." She's like, "Of course, I'd love to." And she's not a first timer; she's been here before, not in this studio, but she's been with us
Yes.
before. And you reached out yesterday about coming on, and I had a spot open up for today. And that's always tough because I'm always like, it's tomorrow. And I'm a planner, so I know others are. And I'm like, man, tomorrow is tough. And Nathan, thank you so much for coming. And they
Thank you
came
for
on
having me.
short notice and we're able to jump in and fill a spot that opened up. And I'm so glad you guys were able to share. I'm going to cut some great clips of this interview and episode so you guys can put it out there before, so more people can come to
Awesome.
Songs in the
Aw,
Sky.
thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.
And we can continue to promote what you guys have going on.
I love that. And thank you
Very
for
much
all that you
appreciate
do in the
Yeah.
community.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I really love it. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up, that's been another episode of Lucas Live. You guys, shout out to our sponsors. Sarda, Just Good Day Your Nails, the Linda Reibenstein team. Ace Carpet Cleaning, our latest advertising partner with us. Thank you so much for being here with us. We also had our community spotlight today, which was brought to you by Minster Stark and Nami Stark County. Make sure you guys go back and watch that. There's a lot of great things. If you missed it earlier, Kids Doing Comedy this Thursday, 7 p.m. I'll be hosting right here in Centennial Plaza. Please come check that out. It's going to be so fun and so funny and so cool. Only about an hour show. The chairs will be set up. Just come on downtown and check out Kids Doing Comedy. We also have coming up, Scumba is doing their event this Saturday. Don't miss that. The African American Festival, July 11th. Don't miss that. She Elevates is taking kids into their program, into the academy this summer. That is available to you, ladies and gentlemen. Shop the Block this Saturday, June 13th. There's also an event in Canal Fulton. I can't believe I don't have the flyer. Me and my team, I'll be there checking out the businesses in Canal Fulton. I will put out some more information about that. A vendor show, a lot of great business, a lot of great things going on. That'll be 9 to 11 a.m. this Saturday. I'll share some information with you guys about that. Don't miss that as well. Thank you guys so much for your love and support of Lucas Live. My name is Lucas Tyndale. I will see you next time on the next episode of Lucas Live. Everybody, have a great day.